Alright, what's happening, y'all? This is your dude, your boy, your Ace Boom Coon, whatever you want to refer to me as. But just know that I am Intergalactic Brew. And I'm here to do my Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix semifinals predictions. It's going down this Saturday night. 10 o'clock, I believe, on Showtime. We got some really good semifinal matches on deck for y'all. Well, what am I talking about? Strikeforce has some great semifinal matches on deck for y'all. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one, I think. You know, I actually like all the fights on this Strikeforce card, actually. And even some of the prelim fights are pretty good, too. And I'll probably only maybe discuss like 3 of them, because it's probably the only 3 fights on the prelims that I actually really care about, you dig? So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and slide into this card. Okay, first fight I want to discuss is King Mo Lawal. Y'all may know him, former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, will make his long-awaited return to the octagon to face off against a very familiar name that y'all might know about, and y'all probably may even recognize this guy's family more so than himself, the person, and that of course is Roger Gracie from the legendary, the revolutionary Gracie Jiu-Jitsu family. You know, they're pretty much the the inventors of mixed martial arts, and the inventors, of course, of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And as we all know, it's no secret, Roger Gracie is a Jiu-Jitsu master, a true Jiu-Jitsu master, and he will be making his return to the octagon as well. All right. Now, as far as King Mo is concerned, he's going to really have to prove himself, and he's really going to have to come out in this fight and be super impressive. I mean, so impressive to the point where he's going to have to finish Roger Gracie. I mean, like TKO, submission, whatever. If this fight goes to a decision, I don't think that's going to be enough to really make King Mo relevant again, or at least I think it won't be enough for him to get that respect that I know he desperately wants again in the Strikeforce light heavyweight division. So he's gonna have to he's gonna have to come out and TKO or KO Roger Gracie, or submit him. You know, but he must end this fight, and I think he has everything that it takes to win this fight. You know, he's going to be the stronger guy. He has knockout power. Of course, we all know his wrestling ability is leaps and bounds above the rest in Strikeforce, that is. Maybe not in MMA, but definitely I would say King Mo is probably the best wrestler in Strikeforce right now. So he's got all that going for him, and I think he's going to be motivated too, because, you know, after losing the title in such devastating fashion, Rafael Feijão Cavalcante, he's going to want to look to, you know, get back in the get back on the championship trail or what have you. So I expect King Mo to come out in this fight and fight really fast. I expect him to dictate where the fight goes. I expect some takedowns. I expect some ground and pound. I doubt that if he does take Roger Gracie down, he won't be there for long. If he does take him down, of course, he does not want to get anywhere near the guard. He don't even want to see a guard from Roger Gracie, because Roger Gracie has a dangerous guard, and if he catches Mo, in that guard, he's going to get strangled. Like, he's going to have his eyes rolling in the back of his head, pretty much, because Roger Gracie will choke him out if he does try to fight him in his guard. So, what I think is going to end up happening is I think Mo is going to try to keep the fight standing. Roger Gracie, as far as he's concerned, with all due respect, he is pretty one-dimensional. I mean, his only way of winning this fight is if the fight hits the ground. And, all Gracie can really do is lean on his jiu-jitsu. I mean, his striking is very basic, to say the least. He kind of just, his striking is more so defensively, if that makes any sense. I mean, his striking is just for defensive purposes. I mean, he really doesn't put any emphasis or any oomph into his strikes. He basically just, is just throwing punches basically to get his opponent frustrated and take him down. That's basically what, he's going to do. But, I mean, then again, who knows? Roger Gracie could have been polishing up his striking ability, while he was away from MMA. Because, I mean, he does have the potential to have good striking. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the reach. He can lead with that jab and set anything up he wants to from there. But, I just think that Mo is going to be a little bit too strong and a little bit too fast for Roger. And I think that being that he's such a powerful wrestler and his takedowns are very sudden and explosive, I think that's going to eventually wear Roger Gracie down. And well, you know what? I say that, but I don't think that Mo's going to want to look to take Gracie down. I mean, if he was to take him down, he probably would wear him out, But I think Mo's going to be smart enough to keep this fight standing. And I could just see him, just basically, just backing Roger up against the ropes. I mean, against the cage, and just nailing him, like, with right hooks and body shots and leg kicks. And, just basically picking him apart standing up until finally, he lands that one big punch and Roger Gracie, falls to the canvas, and Mo jumps on top of him and TKOs him. So, Roger Gracie, like I said, if the fight goes to the ground, he's got a chance, but I think Mo's going to watch enough footage of Roger Gracie not to do that, and I'm sure with him training at American Kickboxing Academy, I'm sure that he's going to be training, jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu defense, with a lot of those guys up there. So, yeah, I'm going to go with King Mo. I'm going to say TKO, and I'll probably say, like, maybe, I'll say second round TKO. Or I'll just go with TKO. I'm not going to predict the round. Just TKO. King Mo. Okay, next fight. This is going to be a good one. One of the fights I'm actually looking forward to, besides the two semi-final matches of the night, of course. But Ronaldo Jacare Souza going up against Luke Rockhold. Now, Luke Rockhold has catapulted himself in the MMA stardom in a very short amount of time. This dude has been, from what I've heard, just tearing it up on the Strikeforce Challengers shows. And I've heard he's been on a pretty impressive win streak. So he definitely does deserve this title shot. Jacare, himself has taken the middleweight division of Strikeforce by storm. I mean, he's come in and virtually wiped out all the top stars or all the top fighters in the division. I mean, he choked out Matt Lindland in his debut. He outclassed Tim Kennedy, even though that fight was controversial to a certain extent. I mean, Tim Kennedy did win a couple of those rounds, I will admit that, but still, in the end, Jacare, still defeated him, so, But yeah, he beat Kennedy, he choked out Matt Lindland, he choked out Robbie Lawler, and he outclassed Joey Villasenor. So, yeah, he's been on an impressive win streak himself, Jacare. And I know that this Luke Rockhold guy is going to give him, another good challenge, much like Tim Kennedy did. From what I know, I haven't watched any footage on Luke Rockhold just yet. I will do so in the next couple of days. But from what I hear, he's pretty good standing up, and he's even better on the mat. So that could be very intriguing for Jacare. But what I see happening in this fight is I think that Jacare is going to I think that Jacare is he's gonna try to just be just be stronger. I think he's gonna use his strength, kind of press Rockhold up against the cage and dirty box him and knee him from inside the clinch. I think we're going to see a lot of clinch fighting from Jacare, being that he's the stronger guy. And, I don't think that Jacare is going to take him down. I think he's going to see if Rockhold is going to try and take him down. But I think for the most part, I think he's just going to basically just try to muscle Rockhold around. And, and he's got good striking as well, because, he trains with Blackhouse, which is basically the best of the best. I mean, you got Junior Dos Santos, you got Minotauro, Rogerio Nogueira, Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, all those guys, Pedro Hizzo, all those guys. So, his striking is going to definitely be on point. I think it'll be even if they start striking. Because, from what I'm hearing about Luke Rockhold, he has very good strikes. So, it might be even there. Although I think Jacare will be the better striker in this fight. But I don't know. We'll see. I just think that Jacare is going to try and, just out-muscle Luke Rockhold and just use that mass, just basically, just to ragdoll him around the cage. But, for some reason, as much as I want to pick this fight to go to decision, I don't think it will. I think that Jacare will end up submitting Luke Rockhold at some point in this fight. I don't know when, but I could just see Rockhold making some type of mistake, because he is a youngster. I do expect him, to make a mistake at some point, even though I don't want to see it happen, but it's going to happen. And eventually, the fight's going to go to the ground. And when it does, I think that, Jacare, is just going to have his way with him there, and he's going to end up submitting Rockhold. So I'm going to pick Jacare, submission, retains the middleweight title. But, Rockhold, he's well-rounded enough, anything could happen, but I just think Jacare is going to be too strong, and, he's just too well-rounded for him. So, there you go.